Hi everyone! If you're new here, I'm Alan with Earthglow, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. Today's video is a really special one. It's a really special edition of our Fragrance Favorites series, our fall edition of Fragrance Favorites, and it is going to be outlining my favorite harvest scents of all time. And by harvest, I mean something that you could go out into an orchard and pick off of the tree or pick off of the vine, or something that you would harvest in a bog around this time of year. But anyways, this is a really special category because I think that these are types of fragrances that people really associate with fall. So if you're a candle maker, these are fragrances that you really need to know about, even if you decide not to purchase these exact ones. This is a type of fragrance that you really want to be aware of because people are all over harvest type candles in the fall. And I do want to differentiate between harvest fragrances and gourmand fragrances. Gourmand meaning like a bakery type of a fragrance or a coffee shop type of a fragrance. For me personally, harvest is gonna be, like I said, something that you could literally go out in nature and pick off of a tree, off of a vine. There might be a tiny bit of spice added to it, but generally I'm defining that word to mean something that's pretty much like an end of summer into fall type of a scent that you're gonna smell out in an orchard, or that is very fresh and fruity and fragrant, rather than something that has been baked down a lot and put in the oven and made into, you know, some sort of a bakery type of a fragrance. But I am gonna be doing a separate video on that, so stay tuned for our Fall Fragrance Favorites Bakery Edition. But anyways, if this is something that you're interested in, then I hope that you're subscribed and I hope that you keep on watching. Okay, so as I always do these videos, we are gonna have 5 positions. Sometimes I only do 3 positions, but this video I do think I have 5, well, kind of 4. Yeah, 4 top positions and then honorable mentions. Because yeah, my 5th position, it doesn't quite qualify to be a true 5th position, so I'm just giving it an honorable mention. So we have 4 positions, going from number 4 to number 1. And I do also want to mention that these fragrances that are in this series are just based off of my personal experience, and I have only tried, I think, 9 different fragrance companies. So you know, it's based off of that, and it's based off of my experience as of August, is it the 22nd? As of August 22nd, 2022. So this is always gonna be subject to change. There is always a chance that something that I have on my favorites list you might not like, and also there is the chance that something that I put on my fails list you might really enjoy. And that is just the nature of fragrance. It is gonna be very subjective, so you do always wanna do your own testing. But that said, this series is intended to just kind of help narrow things down because there is so much selection and you only have so much time and so much money, and it is kind of helpful, I think, to just have an idea of where to start. But anyways, let's get right into this. In our number 4 position today, we have Cashmere Plum by Candle Science. I hope we're in focus. I've talked about this fragrance a lot. I believe it ranked really high in my best fruity scents of all time video. This fragrance is something that to me verges on a luxury type of a fragrance. It's something that I would buy from Stone Candles or 1617. It's a very complex blend of a Tuscan type of a plum with like a fresh orchard scent. This to me is quintessential fall, going out into the orchard. And I know plums are technically like late summer harvest, but to me they kind of go into fall with that type of a purple and orange scent. Anyways, yeah, this Cashmere Plum is a really good thrower in 464 soy. I've also tested this fragrance in my beeswax soy and cocoa cream wax blend, which I will link above if you're interested in trying that out. But yeah, if you haven't tried this fragrance, it is one that I think will continue ranking very high in all of my fragrance videos. And yeah, so this one does take my number 4 spot for my favorite harvest fragrance of all time. And it's also super versatile because even though you can use it and market it in the fall as a harvest fragrance, you could equally take this one into the whole year, as I do. And I actually sell this one as my Tuscan Plum candle. I don't know if you can actually see it or what I'm even showing. Is it backwards? I don't even know. Let's see. There, I think that's front of it. But yeah, I put the first 3 notes on here as plum, black cherry, and cashmere, if that's in focus. And I do keep this one year-round in my artisan collection because people just love this scent at any time of the year. It's definitely a rich plum, and that's kind of those cashmere notes getting in there. And then it does also have the black cherry note to it. So yeah, this fragrance is also one that you could market if you're doing like a special collection for different countries. You could use this one for a Tuscany candle, is another way that I've thought about using it. But anyways, yeah, this Tuscan Plum definitely takes my number 4 spot for my favorite harvest fragrance of all time. And in our number 3 spot today, I had to put this category in here. I know I do have a whole separate video on this category, which is gonna be leaves. And this is a category that you need to know about whether or not you like this type of a fragrance. It is something that so many people love in the fall. And so it's definitely just something to be aware of. But this particular Autumn Leaves by Candles and Supplies, I have had in my candle line for 3 years. I think this is the 3rd year. And this fragrance, I am obsessed with. I've played with keeping it in a year-round collection, but I did decide on the Aztec Leaves fragrance for my year-round collection just because I was already selling this one as Autumn Leaves. But yeah, I go back and forth between the two on which one I like more. And I do also have the Fallen Leaves by Candle Science as an option for this. But people really, really, really like this category because it's so much like being out in nature in the fall. You get the nectar, you get the little bit of spice, you get the autumn air, you get the fresh vine ripened berries, you get the birch leaf, you get the maple, and it's just a special, special category of, I would say, harvest scents because this is like autumn air. Anywhere you go in the fall in the Midwest smells like this for those 3 magical weeks in the autumn. So yeah, this Autumn Leaves by Candles and Supplies is an excellent thrower in 464 soy. That's how I have used it. And this is my strongest throwing leaves fragrance. Aztec and Candle Science's leaves fragrances are about the same, but this one is my strongest of all 3. And I go back and forth between this fragrance and the Aztec fragrance on which one I like more. But yeah, this one I've just had for the longest, so I do have to put this particular leaves fragrance in my number 3 spot. In my number 2 spot today, we have a really, really, really classic fragrance that has so many good reviews. But you certainly wouldn't have to get this one from Candle Science. There are other companies that have very similar oils to this, Apple Harvest. But so many people love it because it just smells like a classic apple cider. You do get some spice notes to this one. You definitely get some cinnamon and some clove. And you do also get a little bit of like berries kind of to this one, but it is more of apple. And I do think that Candle Science used some of their Macintosh apple in this one. Because yeah, if you're looking for that kind of Macintosh note specifically, I would go for this Apple Harvest by Candle Science. The way that I use this one in my candle line is as my apple cider candle, just so you can see. That is what the front looks like, and then inside the candle I do add in some crystals and golden lepidolite mica. But yeah, this is like orchard apple, mulling spices. It's like a hot cup of apple cider. And if you do purchase a lot more from the Flaming Candle, I would say that their apple cinnamon or their autumn wreath are gonna be the 2 that are the closest to the Apple Harvest that is by Candle Science. And then I did also just wanna show my Autumn Leaves candle just so you can kind of see. I don't even know if I have this like right side up. Here we go, okay, I think it goes like this. And then the inside of the candle Again, just has some crystals and whatnot. And then just so you can also see how I market the Leaves fragrance by Aztec, this is my Arboretum candle, and this is in my year-round artisan collection. And I do have the fragrance notes on this one listed as sun-dappled trails and earth, just because I really wanted this one to be able to be a year-round fragrance. I really wanted to have a year-round Leaves fragrance in my line. And in my #1 spot for my favorite harvest fragrance of all time, we have Pumpkin Souffle by Candle Science. And this fragrance smells like a pumpkin off of the vine that has been baked a little bit. Like, it's definitely not a bakery type of a fragrance, but it definitely has been like baked a little bit. I think the way that they call this one Pumpkin Souffle is just perfect. You do also get spice notes to this one. It does have like some cinnamon, some cloves, some allspice, but this is the truest pure pumpkin fragrance that I have ever smelled. So if you're just looking for that classic pumpkin, this Pumpkin Souffle by Candle Science, to me personally, is it. And I will also show you how I sell this one. So I have it listed as the 3 main fragrance notes. I hope we're in focus here. I have the 3 main notes listed as pumpkin, pie crust, and cardamom. And the picture on the top, I just have a little pumpkin souffle. And then the inside of the candle, I do also have some crystals and golden lepidolite mica, as always. For our honorable mentions today, we do have a couple. So I did decide to put this Cranberry Apple Marmalade in the honorable mentions. And I know it says Marmalade, but to me, this is a true cranberry apple. You could sell this one as Cran Apple Harvest. There's a lot of ways that you could brand this, but to me, it is a very fresh picked apple with fresh cranberries. And oh my God, I just whacked myself in the face with a cap. Oh my God, my neighbor's also mowing the lawn right now. But we're just gonna have to go with it. This often happens when I start filming. The lawnmower like starts right up. But yeah, this Cranberry Apple Marmalade to me is a classic cranberry apple, and I have had this in my candle line. I can't even remember. I think it was last year or the year before. I can't remember. But yeah, this fragrance is so kind of different. If you're looking for something that's like Bath & Body-esque or one-off, this one's very modern, but it's also classic. And the next honorable mention goes to Cranberry Woods by Candle Science. And this Cranberry Woods is, oh my gosh, I almost whacked myself in the face again. But yeah, this Cranberry Woods, to me, it's a really special fragrance. It's a fresh cranberry. It is gonna be, for me personally, a little bit more winter leaning. Now, a lot of people do use this in their fall lines, and that's why I did put this in my honorable mentions. But I do actually blend this one with, I think it's Black Currant Absinthe by Candle Science. It's a 50-50, and I sell it as my sparkling winterberry candle. It's really popular, especially around New Year's. But yeah, this Cranberry Woods is an excellent thrower in 464 soy, and that's how all of these oils today have been tested. So this one does get an honorable mention from me. And our last honorable mention goes to Persimmon Citron by Candle Science. Now, if any of you watched my video when I first smelled this one, and I will try to link it above, I did not like this fragrance. But when I made this into test candles, I was really happy with how they came out. And to me, what I didn't like about it at first was that it smelled kind of artificial. It smelled kind of like an artificial citrusy type of a scent. But then when I made this one into candles, the actual like citron and the persimmon came out, and I really fell in love with this fragrance. And it's an excellent thrower in 464. So if you're using natural waxes and you're looking for a good thrower, this Persimmon Citron by Candle Science is it for a fall or winter kind of hearty citrus. And I may add this one to my line. That's why it only gets an honorable mention, because I've only ever made it into a candle once. But yeah, this Persimmon Citron is definitely something to maybe consider adding as your free sample if you do order from Candle Science. And for our fails, we do only have one fragrance, and I'm so sad about this. I am so sad because I really wanted to like this fragrance. But this Orchard Pear by Candle Science, this was one of their new fragrances in their 2022 Fall and Winter collection, and when I first smelled this one, I fell in love with it. It's a beautiful, bright orchard pear, exactly as it says on the bottle. It's like straight off the tree. You get the lemon as the top note as well, which just is an ingenious choice really with this pear. And the problem with this one is, for me personally, it had no throw, like hardly at all in 464. And although it is soap safe, it accelerates trace and cold process soap. So I did have to give this one a fail, and I'm really sad about it. And I may continue to try to play with this fragrance, but there's really not anywhere I can go with it because I did use 10% in the 464 soy, and it just didn't work for me. But anyways, that is all for today's video. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite harvest scent is, or if you have any harvest scents that I need to check out that I did not mention in this video. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and for commenting. I am blown away by all of your comments. I absolutely love responding to each and every one of you, and I am so honored because every day I wake up and there's like so many of you that have been commenting on my videos, and I'm just incredibly grateful. So thank you so much for making this a candle making community for all of us to learn and to grow together and to share the journey and joy of candle making. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and also don't forget to tap the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from me. But that is all for today, and I'm sending everyone peace, love, and light, and I'm wishing all of you happy candle making.